So I hope you all had a great Christmas and a New Year's period there. It's been a good minute since I've uploaded on the channel. I think it's been about a week and a half now, because for me too, I also needed a bit of time off over that Christmas period. I'll just say it was a long year in 2022, so thought I'd take a bit of a break, but we are finally back and I'm very keen for 2023. I think this is going to be a great year, and I thought what better way to start the year off than actually talking about Battlefield 2042 and just how long will this game actually last, because we kind of know the game is a little bit up in the air right now. We don't know if we're going to get another 4 seasons or if we're just going to get season 5 and then that's going to be it. And so I wanted to just kind of discuss my thoughts on essentially just how long I think this game is going to be supported. If you guys are new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. But with that being said, let's get stuck right into it. So obviously in the last few months, we have officially had Season 5 of Battlefield 2042 announced, which is something that I think none of us expected. I know, at least for myself, I did not expect anything beyond Season 4. I really thought, you know, the game launched pretty poorly, and to be fair, pretty poorly is probably putting it fairly nicely. And although the game right now is in a good state, in my opinion, it was a very long road to get there. And generally with games that happen to have that kind of launch, and it seems even more so when it is a game that's under EA, they do tend to just go, you know what, this isn't working, we're just going to sort of can it once we've done our, I guess, legal obligations, which was Season 4, and just move on to the next one. So I think a lot of us were very surprised when we got the announcement for Season 5, and it definitely seems like a good sign, because obviously if they're going to go beyond what they needed to, that is obviously a very good sign for the future of the game. Now, playing devil's advocate to that, the fact that they haven't announced more than Season 5 is also a little bit worrying. So it's kind of like a weird mix of I'm optimistic because they've given us more than we needed, but then they also haven't like committed to it any further, and that in itself is a little bit worrying. So like I said, the game is a little bit up in the air in terms of like how long have we got? I don't think anyone knows how long this game's actually going to be supported for. And I'll be honest, I actually don't think EA and DICE would know either, because I think there's a few reasons why some certain stuff has gone on within the game, and I will touch on that in a minute, but I think they are also not really sure how this game's going to end. Now, obviously with the launch of Season 3, the game was added to Xbox Game Pass, which is obviously not just on Xbox, but it is on PC as well. And that was a huge addition, because pretty much every game that goes on Game Pass, like I think it has over 25 million subscriptions, so obviously you're opening that game up to 25 million potential players that they've already paid for Game Pass, so it really is just a free game for them. And then obviously they've also done their free weekends on both Xbox and PlayStation as well as PC. But what I'm going to say is that I don't feel like I've noticed a big increase in the play base. Obviously, it's maybe a bit early to tell. They also didn't do a whole lot of marketing that the game is on Game Pass, so maybe it just hasn't really kicked in yet. But I've seen a lot of other games that kind of get added through Game Pass and they literally blow up like essentially overnight within the, you know, in the next couple of days, within the next week. The play base has like quadrupled and the game's just kind of popping off, and that definitely hasn't happened with this game. I'm sure there's definitely been an increase in the play base, but there definitely hasn't been like a huge increase of like double, triple, quadruple the actual play base. So that to me isn't the best sign. I actually thought it would kind of blow up a little bit. Not, you know, I didn't think it was going to be the most popular game of all time, but I kind of thought it's Battlefield, it's actually in a good state, so the people who do download it will probably play it for a fair bit. But yeah, just haven't really noticed that, which, like I said, is not really the best sign for the future of the game. Now, in my opinion, and this is obviously just guesswork, but I think EA have kind of left it a bit open-ended with the way that they haven't announced like Season 6, 7, and 8. They haven't said how much we're getting, we just know Season 5 is confirmed. I think they've left it open-ended so that they can kind of see how Season 3 and 4 go. If Season 3 had been this huge success and, like, you know, like I said, if the play base quadrupled and everyone was just loving the game, then I think they would have gone, okay, this can actually continue to make a good profit for us. Let's commit to Season 6, 7, and 8, if not even more than that. Whereas if Season 3 hasn't done what they've wanted, and, you know, with the launch of Season 4, obviously that might not go the way they want either. They may just be like, you know what, we've put it on Game Pass, we've given an extra season than we kind of needed to, and it still just isn't really picking up to where we want it, so that's going to be the end of it. I personally think that is why they aren't really committing to anything beyond Season 5, because they are, like I said themselves, they don't really know what they're going to do, and I'm sure they're definitely a lot further along in the timeline than we know about, because they would obviously be planning Season 5 content. If not, it's probably already been worked on quite a bit, and then they'd obviously have to start thinking about Season 6 and whether they're going to do it. So in internally, I'm sure they have somewhat of an idea, but I do think they are still kind of just like testing the waters to see if the whole Game Pass thing and just generally the state of the game, whether it's going to actually pick up again. And so I do think that really the game is kind of still up in the air, not just for us, but I think even internally at EA and DICE. Now, I'm not going to go too much more into that because essentially it is all just a guessing game and anything I say is just completely a random guess. So I'm not going to try to speculate too much more. I'm just going to end the video with my own thoughts of what's going to happen. I unfortunately do still think that Season 5 will probably be the last one. Like I said, I don't think Game Pass has really blown the game up like they probably expected it to. And if I had to guess right now, I do think that Season 5 will probably be the last one. But again, there is still a long way to go, and I could upload this video and tomorrow the play base could quadruple because the game is free on Game Pass, so that can just happen at any moment. I've seen that happen with so many games before they get added to Game Pass, and it just blows up. So I do still think there's a long way to go, and I don't think the future of the game is by any means set in stone. But like I said, if I had a gun to my head and you made me answer the question, how long do I think it will last, I really, unfortunately, do think it will only just be until Season 5, which is still really, you know, more than 6 months of content because we're going to get the mid-season updates and that after Season 5. So with each season being 3 months essentially, and we're only halfway through Season 3 at the moment, that is really about like 7.5 months that we should definitely be getting, which is still pretty decent, and I think that's, like I said, more than any of us expected. And yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get Season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would love for this game to keep going because I think it is definitely on the right track finally. It's been a long way to get there, but I'm really enjoying the game, and I think it is actually a genuinely good shooter now. It's not the best Battlefield I've ever played, it's not the best shooter I've ever played, but I think the game is, I am actually comfortable saying now that I think it is a good shooter. So I really hope I'm wrong, but I've been burned by EA and DICE too many times with, you know, games finally going well and then they cancel it. It happened with Battlefront 2, happened with Battlefield 5, it's happened with many of their other games in the past. And so I think I do have a bit of like EA PTSD there, where as much as I really want to be positive because the game's going in the right track, I'm just a bit scarred from the way they've handled their previous games, and that does lead me to think that, yeah, unfortunately, I think it will probably end with Season 5. But that is only my thoughts. Like I said, that is all guesswork. I'm very keen to hear what you guys think, whether you agree with that, whether you're sort of getting that same feeling, or whether you guys are a bit more optimistic and thinking, nah, I think we'll get Season 6, 7, and 8 as well. And so be sure to leave your comments down below, letting me and everyone else know how long you guys think the game has got, because like I said, as much as I have my own opinions, I don't think that that is by any means set in stone, and at the end of the day, it is all just guesswork. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you're new, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and to turn on those notifications. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.